And today we are going to talk about the real global pandemic, which is men being simps. Myron, what do you think of this nonsense?
Well, I mean, simping just comes from a lack of leadership and a lack of options, man. It's like
Mhm.
that's really what it comes down to. Any guy that's a simp, there's almost 100%. It's pretty much like a 99% chance that that guy has like zero options in the dating market, and probably low charisma too. Being charismatic is huge because girls look at these things, and when you a sign of social value is being charismatic and having social intelligence. And when you don't have that, a girl automatically makes you places you as low value, and she already knows, okay, this guy's probably boring, so other girls aren't going to find him attractive, so I don't find him attractive because girls are hive-minded, whether people want to admit it or not. Like, it means a lot when you have. That's why pre-selection is so powerful. That's why like a lot of these guys that aren't that attractive but like have huge followings, blue check mark on Instagram, or they have some clout, they get girls, not necessarily because they're sexually arousing, but because other women have deemed them attractive in some facet. So therefore, boom, they automatically become more attractive. And simping almost always correlates with low social value, almost always. And that's why guys simp, because they don't have options. Because when you have options, you are less likely to tolerate bullshit. You know what I mean? So, and most guys will sit there and let a girl abuse them. They'll let her beat him up. They'll let him like demean him in front of his friends,
Mm-hmm.
disrespect him, all these things. And like, growing up as a kid, right? So my parents are still together to this day, and I grew up in a Muslim household. And my mom never disrespected my father. Like, yes, they had arguments and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, my dad made the decisions, and my dad was the patriarch of the household, and yeah, my mom respected him, and that's why they're still together to this day. Is because she respected him. And when a woman disrespects you, that's like that. That's the beginning of the end. So, in the Islamic faith, it's like the woman respects her man. Like every time my dad came home, there was food. She never let him go to work without having lunch. She made him breakfast. She made him tea. When he came home, he ate first. Like there was always food prepared for him, ready. So it's just that respect, man, and that seriously lacks in a lot of Western culture. And I think that's a big reason why we have degradation of relationships. So that's my take on it.
Yeah, man, I think it's good. There's definitely an epidemic of simpery going on in America, and it is 1,000% due to those idiots in liberal California. I'm just gonna go straight the jugular on it because every like here's the problem with America, right? Is that out in California, like first of all, Californians think they're so cool because like, oh, I live in California, I pay high taxes, right? Secondly, they are all trying to be woke. They like now it's like okay, so it's like white straight men are evil, men in general are evil. We have to like pity black guys and pair them up with white women because poor black guy because of racism. Like black people don't need your pity. Okay, black people are strong, and then to top it all off, it's in every single thing. It's in the movies. It's in Netflix TV shows. It's in the music. All of this stuff talking about baby, 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 feelings first. Oh, if I could just tell you how I feel, then you will understand. You'll have this logical conclusion that, oh my God, this man is the best choice for me, which is like the complete opposite way how women operate. Women operate based off of
100%
their
fact.
emotions. Am I right here? Women don't base their decisions logically.
So check this out, John. So I got two girlfriends from LA, right? Like girls that I like regularly talk to and see and everything like that. When they're here, they hit me up. And the number one complaint I get from both of them is that the men in Los Angeles are soy. Like they're super politically correct. They're not masculine. They defer to them for authority. All these like feminine traits, and they absolutely detest it. You know what I mean? They act like when they hang out with me, they're like, oh my God, you like can make decisions and shit. Because like when I'm out with girls, like there's a couple things I don't like. I don't let them walk in front of me. I always walk in front of them. I tell them we're gonna do this. I don't let them plan shit. I dictate how the interaction goes, and they love that. Because at the end of the day, shout out to Donovan Sharp. He always says this: a woman is most comfortable when she can defer to your authority and you can make the decisions and you lead the interaction. So she can just focus on being pretty and relax. But when she's the one in an authoritative position where she's making decisions, she's got to figure things out. Like you ask a dumbass question like, oh, hey, babe, what do you want to eat? And she's like, oh, what the fuck? Like that automatically puts her in a masculine role and she doesn't like that shit. So like when I go out with these girls, they're like, oh my God, like I can just like chill and not have to worry about it. I'm like, all right, we're gonna go here. And then the last, where are we going? I'm like, don't worry about it. And that like literally gets them so excited because where they're at in California, all these dorks, oh, what do you want to do? Oh, this is equal. Hey, you want to Venmo me 2061 so we can split this dinner bill? Like stupid lame shit like that. And it's like, and I'm not saying like be a sucker and pay for everything, but paying puts you in an authority role, which is why I always personally pay, because I'm picking what we're doing, and it puts me in a position of leadership and dominance, which is what they want. So yeah, that's the number one complaint. You're 100% right, John. Like LA guys, when I date the LA girls, they tell me that's the guys are dorks, and that's why in LA, like you guys talk about the Pareto principle, 80-20, it's even more pronounced in LA because the girls are so tired of like the dudes being like betas. So yeah, LA is even, yeah, that's 100% right, John.
Good stuff. I want to ask Mr. Alba American, what do you think about Simp Nation, and why is it that men are simps, and what is a simp in your opinion?
Man, a simp is a guy who just like puts his own self-interest. Roland Tomasi says that his point of origin is not himself, it's women, you know? And the guy is just doing everything and anything he can to get female attention and validation. I mean, and at the expense of his own personality, at the expense of other men, at the expense of his dignity and pride as a man, whether it's financially or, he's mocking himself and making himself out to be a total clown just so he can try and gain the validation and the acceptance of a woman.
Yep.
And it's like, ugh, why is it so widespread? Man, I mean, I primarily look at the African American community. And the African American community has been like a matriarchy for the past, 40, 50 years? Who knows? Maybe longer.
Mm-hmm.
And, when you just got women raising men, oh my gosh, it can never go right. And so I think it's partially to do with that. Thor said it. I mean, Red Pill Thor said it. It's like it's a lot of socialization. We see it in the media. We see it in the movies, TV, commercials, everything. Just they're clowning men. And men are like just goofily believing somehow that this is the way to go. And how do you fix it? I mean,
It's all
like
a big
everyone
joke.
wants to, no one wants to give fathers credit nowadays. I've always said it. Dads keep sons out of jail and daughters off stripper poles. Like whether you want to accept it or not, that's just how it is.
Okay, go ahead, Abu.
Yeah, he makes a very solid point. And that's like like you said, learning discipline starts with the father. And women try and discipline both boys and girls, but usually it's done from an emotional standpoint. And men, usually when they discipline, they can give them the logic reason. Like, do you understand why you're in trouble? Most men want to explain. They want the child to understand because we do want our kids to love us. And when we get mad and we discipline our kids, it's pretty harsh at times. I say this as a father of 9 kids. And so when you're breaking it down to your kids, look, this is what happened. You break down the chain of events. Women come from just a whole rah, rah, and then they freak out and it doesn't there's no rhyme, there's no reason, whatever else. And it's just kids don't deal with that. Kids need structure, and men are more structured than women.
I mean, John, you came from a single mother household and you turned out okay, but it was much tougher.
A lot of effort, dude. And a lot of effort.
Yeah, but men discipline different than women. Men discipline based on your behavior, and it's all about what you did. And women discipline based on this is how you made me feel about it.
Yes.
And that's the difference. Men discipline on behavior. They're addressing your behavior, not how you made them feel about your behavior.
So we have a new thing here. This meme of the week is brought to you by Simp Nation. Guys, try and not to throw your computers through the window when you see this, because boy, oh boy, these are some unprecedented levels of simpery. This is on TikTok. This has 1 million views. Get ready, boys. I'm gonna kill myself. I'm gonna kill myself live here with this airsoft gun. I'm gonna blow my brains out. I mean, look, everything in that video was great until the end when he had the gold chain and he's like, and I am still waiting for you because you cucked me out and I'm still waiting here to get an abused. I mean, Abu, what do you think about that? That video is absolutely haram. Am I wrong?
Man, that's totally haram. I don't know what's wrong with that guy, man. That's just...
Look, the thing is, and Abu, I agree with you 1,000% in regards to, yeah, the journey to self-improvement is good. But now, if he doesn't fix up here, he's just a richer target for the next woman. He's just a fatter cow ready to get slayed and taken to the slaughterhouse.
Absolutely.
And you know why simping is never punished? And we talked about this in our webinars, guys, which you should absolutely enroll in Jonathan's Body Language Mastery, because we talk about this in detail, the real shit. But I'm going to give you guys a quick little summary. Simps make the economy go round. Yes. Okay? Because here's the reality. All right, guys? When you're a simp, you will subject yourself to bad treatment from a woman and spend your money and resources to try to correct bad behavior, buying her jewelry, giving her gifts, etc., thinking that that's going to fix the problem. When all you're doing is digging yourself deeper into the hole. Because at the end of the day, no matter what people want to tell you, for a woman to love you, she's got to respect you first. And if she does, and if you do that stupid shit, she's not going to respect you. But what do? You spend money, you try to supplicate, and you do this typically through financial means, thinking, oh, this is what society tells me to do. I need to spend money and be a better guy. But it's like guys like us that don't fall into that BS. We understand that I'm walking away. And guys like us are bad for the economy. This is why dudes that are like on their mission, like focused on themselves, we get shaming language. Oh, you're a misogynist. Oh, you're selfish. Oh, you're a dick. All these things. But the reality is we don't let women control us. And that's the way it should be. You should be focused on yourself. And a byproduct of being successful is getting the women. And trust me, it's always better when it's that way. Because at the end of the day, no matter what anybody wants to say, women want a guy who's superior to them in every which way. And they want to be able to defer to your authority. And for them to be able to defer to your authority, you need to be superior to them, whether it's financially, mentally, physically, which you should be anyway. You should be in the gym training so she can be at her utmost comfort level. Because as we know, shout out to Rolo Tomasi, a woman's hypergamy, she's always going to question you, right? If she doesn't feel like you're the best that she can get. And the only way for her to be sure that she's getting the best that she can get is by you being on your shit and not falling into her frame. She's got to be a part of your world and enjoy being a part of your world versus your dumb ass like, oh, baby, I miss you. I love you. I miss you. All that shit. And simps literally do that stupid shit where they sit there and tolerate bad behavior and supplicate and fuck everything up for everybody else. Because now, what do we got? We got a world where, like, the average woman, right, when you go out on dates and everything like that, she thinks she's doing you a favor by being out on a date with you. Oh, you should be, you should be happy I'm even here and all this shit. That's why the flake rate is astronomical, because most guys, simps and betas, and girls are like, I feel obligated to go out with this guy, and then she'll flake on you. And it's like, it's because you're not successful yourself. You're not where, you're not the superior being that she wants to meet. So simps are just bad. They're great for the economy, but just they themselves over. So yeah, they suck, man. That's all I got.
The simps are the majority. I got to tell you a little story about simps. A few years ago, I was training a national bikini competitor, and she had just gotten divorced, and she was in the dating world. She loved the alphas, but she hated them too. So she would pick these decent-looking beta guys, and her complaint was pretty straightforward. After 2 dates, they would profess their love and send boxes of chocolates, and then they would basically just start bombarding them with attention. Of course, she loved attention, but she hated that. She hated all of them.
You want to know why? You want to know why she hated all that attention? Check this out. Because she didn't do anything for it. The women only value what they're required to work for. The reason why she hated getting all of these grandiose gestures of love is because they gave it to her for literally existing. And women don't want that. Women don't like that. Like, I'll give you two scenarios. Let's say you have two kids, 16-year-old boys. One kid comes from a rich family, right? His dad gets him a BMW for his 16th birthday. The other kid, not so rich, he had to mow grass and babysit, buys a broken down 84 Honda Accord. Which car is more valuable to which guy? It's going to be the kid with the 84 Honda Accord because he worked for it. She hates these guys because they are giving her what is easy for them to give. That is the male version of a slut. A male version, listen, guys who a lot of girls, that's not a slut. A male version of a slut is 10 minutes after the first date. Hey, let's go meet my parents, right? After the second or third date. So you want to be a couple? That's the male version of a slut. And women don't respect male sluts any more than men respect female sluts. That's why that is.
And that is the majority of them out there right now.